All right, ready to dive into Panem?
Always.
So, the Hunger Games, huh? You sent over these excerpts from Katniss, and
Intense, right?
yeah, definitely intense. But we're going deeper than just the story this time.
Oh, yeah. Way
I
deeper.
mean, everyone knows the basics, so...
You wouldn't have sent this stuff in if you weren't already hooked, so...
Right. Okay, so we're digging into Katniss, like what makes her tick,
Her motivations, for sure.
the choices she makes,
And
and...
that whole brutal world she lives in, right?
Totally. So if you're listening, whether you're, I don't know, like prepping for a book club or something...
Or just love the story.
Exactly. We're going to cover some stuff.
Some of the details people might miss.
The stuff that makes it so captivating.
Yeah. Like the symbolism, how the games mess with their heads.
Ooh, good point.
And maybe even, how it kind of reflects our own world sometimes.
Okay, so first things first. District 12, where Katniss is from, it's this, like, grim coal mining place.
Yeah.
Just surviving there is tough, but
Yeah.
there's more to it than that, right?
Absolutely. It's not just about being poor. District 12 shows how the whole system is messed up. The capital is all fancy and rich.
Yeah, they love showing that off.
And the districts, they pay the price, literally.
And then you've got Katniss's family. I mean, talk about a tough situation. Her dad dies in a mine explosion.
So young, too.
And she has to take care of everything at, 11 years old? Hunting to feed her family? Her mom's a mess.
Emotionally withdrawn, the book says.
Right. And Prim, her little sister?
So innocent.
It's a lot for a kid to handle.
Hurley shapes how she sees the world. Makes her tough, resourceful.
But also not trusting anyone in charge, right?
Yeah. And that's why that whole bread thing with Peeta is so important.
Oh, yeah. When he throws her that burnt bread, what's that tell us?
A lot. On one level, it's just kindness,
A bit of good in a bad system.
Exactly. But it also hints at how complicated things get between them later on, connected by hunger, gratitude.
Oh, foreshadowing. I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so then, boom, the reaping. Every kid's worst nightmare, right?
Totally. That lottery, that threat hanging over them.
It's more than a ceremony, though, right?
Way more. It's how the capital controls them, reminds them who's boss.
Keeps them scared. You think about all those families huddled together,
Terrifying.
praying their kid's name doesn't get called,
It's trauma, basically. Collective trauma.
binding them together in fear.
Yep. And resentment, too, for sure.
And then Katniss volunteers for Prim. Gets me every time. What's going through her head there?
It's pure instinct. Right. Protecting her little sister no matter what.
Like a mama bear.
Fierce. But it's also Katniss saying, screw you to the capital.
Oh, yeah, defiance. I like that.
It's a big deal. She's choosing her family over their rules.
Okay, so she's heading to the Capitol, but first she gets those two little things, remember? The Mockingjay pin from Mad.
In Gale's advice about surviving.
I think those mean more than they seem.
Totally. The pin becomes a symbol. Hope, rebellion, all that.
Interesting.
And Gale, he's reminding her that she's got skills.
Hunting skills.
Yeah. Like she's not helpless. She can fight back.
I never thought of it that way.
Makes you think, right. And she hits the Capitol, all that extravagance.
Yeah, total culture shock after District 12.
Blaying everywhere, right. But she meets Cinna, her stylist.
And he's different, like actually nice.
He gets it. He's part of the system, but he uses it to help her. Subtly.
Ooh, sneaky.
Yeah, like he designs these outfits, these looks.
Like those opening ceremony costumes. Fire.
Exactly. That's the point. Transforms her into the girl on fire.
So smart. Catches everyone's eye.
Changes how they see Peeta, too. He's linked to her now, in this spectacle.
The star-crossed lovers thing starts right there.
Cinna's a genius, really, planting those seeds.
Okay, but hold on. Remember the Avox? Chillin' stuff?
Yeah, that silent servant can't speak.
Brutal reminder of what the Capitol does to rebels.
And Katniss can't help her. Feels guilty.
Haunts her,
Foreshadowing. It's like she's waking up to how messed up everything is.
Makes you wonder what she would have done differently.
Right. Okay, so now, training center. All those other tributes.
Competition time.
Yeah, she's sizing them up. But what's interesting is she plays it down.
Downplays her skills.
Totally. Stays under the radar. Learned that back in District 12, being cautious.
Smart.
Total contrast to those career tributes. They love showing off.
So cocky. But then Peeta, the baker's son, turns out...
He can decorate cakes.
Who knew?
Right. It's like there's more to him than meets the eye. Artistic, connected to nature.
Makes you rethink him.
Definitely. And Katniss, she's like annoyed, intrigued, all at once.
I can see why. Then, bam! She shoots that arrow.
Right at the game maker.
Pierces the apple in the pig's mouth. Whoa. What a move.
Total defiance. Changes everything.
She's not playing around anymore.
Scores high. Yeah, but it's more than that.
What do you mean?
She's got everyone's attention. Capital can't control that.
Ooh, I see. Okay, but before we get into the games, let's back up a sec. These excerpts, they show us stuff from Katniss's past, too, right?
They have those flashbacks.
Important stuff, right? Like why?
It's the foundation for everything. Like Gale. They've been through a lot together.
Hunting buddies, sharing responsibility.
Their bond, it's deep. Way more than just friends.
So different from the whole fake romance with Peeta.
Night and day. And then that story about how she got Prim's goat. Lady, right?
Sounds cute, but, like, what's the point?
It shows how far she'll go for her family. Takes risks, bargains, whatever it takes.
Doesn't give up.
Strong, determined. She's a survivor even before the games start.
Okay, so the stage is set. Time to enter the arena. The gong sounds, the bloodbath begins.
And Katniss, she's in hunter mode now.
No longer the girl from District 12. She's fighting to live.
Crazy, right? How she's grabbing stuff. Like
Total autopilot, right?
Plastic, the bread, that backpack.
I ain't even thinking about it.
It's like she knows what she needs to survive.
Hunter instincts, pure and simple.
Yeah, not like those careers, all swagger and bloodlust.
Yeah, they're playing a game, almost.
But for Katniss, it's real.
Deadly real.
And that's the whole point, isn't it? How messed up the games are.
Yeah, for the Capitol, it's fun and games.
Entertainment, they call it.
But these kids are fighting to live.
Against each other, against the environment.
Don't forget the game makers. They love messing with them.
Oh, totally. Controlling the arena, creating drama.
Speaking of which, the arena is brutal. No water, those fires.
Designed to push them, right?
And the other tributes, always a threat.
Tests her to the limit, physically and mentally.
But here's the thing. District 12, as awful as it is,
Yeah, what about it?
it kind of prepared her for this, right?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like those survival skills, knowing how to find water, treat burns.
Using plants for medicine, all that.
It's like the Capitol accidentally gave her the tools to fight back.
Poetic justice, almost.
But it's not just physical, right? Being in the games, it messes with your head.
Oh, absolutely. The fear, the isolation.
Knowing those cameras are on you all the time.
Watching. Judging.
Does that change how she acts, do you think?
Definitely. Part of her is always performing.
For the audience.
Yeah, trying to win them over. But the other part...
The real Katniss.
Exactly. It's this tug of war inside her.
Okay, but then there's Rue. That alliance gets me every time.
Sweet little Rue.
Yeah, why does that connection work so well?
It's like a bit of light in all the darkness.
Yeah, they both kind of get overlooked, right?
Underestimated, for
Yeah.
sure. They find comfort in each other, common ground.
It's not just about winning anymore.
Nope. It's about human connection, empathy.
Even in this messed up place.
And Rue, she's the one who teaches Katniss that Mockingjay tune, right?
So beautiful, so sad.
Yeah, it becomes a symbol for them, you know, their bond, their rebellion.
But then she's gone. Ugh, breaks my heart every time.
That loss, it changes Katniss.
Grief, anger, all mixed together.
Fuels her fire, you could say.
She covers Rue in flowers, sings that song.
Defiance, pure and simple. Sends a message.
To the Capitol, to the districts.
Gives them hope.
Makes them nervous too, right? Like, uh-oh, what have we created?
Exactly. And then, boom, the rule change. 2 winners from the same district.
Whoa, what's that about?
Game makers messing with them again.
Classic.
But it's smart, right? On the surface, it's like they're being nice.
2 for the price of 1.
But really, it's manipulation.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Forces Katniss to focus on Peeta, keeping him alive.
And she doesn't even hesitate.
Nope. Goes right back into that danger zone to find him.
Someone she was fighting just days before.
Crazy, right? Shows you what she's made of.
Not just looking out for number 1 anymore.
Loyalty, compassion, even in the games.
And the funny thing is, that whole fake romance thing.
Starts to feel real.
Right. Can't forget Haymitch pulling strings in the background.
Oh, he knows the game, all right.
The star-crossed lovers. Keeping the sponsors happy.
It's brilliant, but risky.
How so?
The line blurs, you know. What's real, what's for show.
Happens to the audience. And to Katniss and Peeta. So then, the cave. Forced together, taking care of each other.
Isn't it right?
Wounds, sharing stories, those little moments.
Pressure cooker of emotions.
Hard to tell what they really feel.
Like when Peeta talks about his dad, remembering Katniss and her singing.
Oh, yeah. That was sweet.
Hints at something deeper. A connection before the games.
More layers to uncover.
Always. But let's not forget, Cato's still out there.
The last career, brutal and dangerous.
Represents everything they're fighting against.
That constant threat lurking in the background.
Yeah, keeps them on edge. They have to rely on each other.
Use their skills together to survive.
Team Katniss and Peeta. I kind of ship it.
Me too. Okay, so the feast. Another trap, right?
Game makers at it again.
Why risk it? Why go back?
Peeta needs medicine. But it's not just strategy, I think.
What else is there?
Loyalty. She won't abandon him no matter the risk.
And that fight with Clove, so intense.
Vicious, yeah. Shows how far the Capitol will go.
But then Thresh, Rue's district partner,
He's been so quiet this whole time.
comes out of nowhere, saves Katniss.
Kills Clove, brutal payback.
Shows you there are still lines they won't cross.
Even in the games, there's honor, loyalty.
To their districts, to those they care about.
Powerful stuff. So Katniss gets the medicine, but she's shaken up.
Can you blame her?
Back to the cave, they need to heal, regroup.
But in those quiet moments, something changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, they open up more, those walls come down.
Share those deeper things, you know?
Intimacy, born from trauma, but it's real.
Fragile, but real.
But then Foxface, that clever girl, she's dead.
Poisoned by those berries Peeta collected.
Oopsie. Not so good for eating.
Shows you, one mistake, it can be over.
Knowledge is power in the arena.
Okay, so, 3 left. Katniss, Peeta, Cato. Tensions through the roof.
Game makers know it. Time for the grand finale.
Let's wrap this up in style.
Cue the mutation.
Those things are terrifying.
Genetically engineered nightmare fuel.
And they look like the dead tributes.
Twisted right, like mocking them.
Pushes Katniss over the edge, seeing those things.
Trauma on top of trauma.
But she still fights back, somehow.
Her and Peeta, they climb that cornucopia.
Last stand against those monsters, against the Capitol.
Holding on for dear life. And then Cato, he's terrified too, scrambles up there with them.
So now it's all 3 of them, stuck on the roof.
Claustrophobic, right? You can practically feel it.
One wrong move, and it's over.
Only one can win.
But in the chaos, there's this moment with Peeta
Remember, he draws that X on Cato's hand.
showing where his armor's weak.
It's small, but it changes things.
Yeah, like they're not just enemies
We're
anymore.
working together against the whole messed up system.
Against Cato, against the Mutts, against the Capitol.
It's powerful, right? Choosing unity over, like, blind ambition.
And for a second, it works. They get the upper hand.
Cato falls right into those mutts.
Brutal. But it's not over yet, is it?
Nope. Game makers got to milk it for all it's worth.
Cato's down there suffering, and they just watch.
They make it last. For the cameras, for the ratings.
It's sick how they turn even death into entertainment.
And Katniss, she has to listen to it. That's torture.
Can't imagine what's going through her head.
Another scar the games leave on her, you know.
And then the rule change. Gone. Just like that.
One victor. Back to the way it was.
So cold, so calculated.
Throws everything into chaos. Kill or be killed.
And Peeta, he's hurt bad, tells Katniss to do it.
End it. Go home, be the winner.
But she won't. Can't bring herself to do it.
Shows you how deep it goes, their connection.
Doesn't want to play their game anymore.
So what do?
The berries. Poisonous, remember?
Suicide pact.
Yeah.
Denying the Capitol their final victory.
It's like they're saying, you might kill us, but you won't own us.
Powerful stuff.
Oh.
And it works, in a way.
What do you mean?
It scares them, the Capitol. They didn't expect that.
Yeah, they scramble to stop it, declare them both winners.
Last minute save, but the damage is done.
Those seeds of rebellion, they've been planted.
And they spread, let me tell you.
Katniss and Peeta back to District 12, but they're different.
Heroes, yeah, but broken too.
Those games change you forever.
Haunted by what they saw, what they did.
And it's not over, is it?
Nope. Haymitch warns her, Katniss is a symbol now.
A threat to the Capitol.
The girl on fire, she lit a spark, and it's going to grow.
Wow. Okay, so we've covered a lot here. These excerpts, they're packed.
So much to unpack, right?
The girl on fire, the Mockingjay pin, those berries.
They all mean something, you know?
More than just things in a story.
Hope, resistance, standing up to power.
Makes you think about our own world.
Totally. What would we do in that situation? What lines wouldn't we cross?
The Hunger Games, it's a story, yeah, but it's more than that.
It's a mirror, reflecting our own choices, our own struggles.
So, yeah, think about it, and may the odds be ever in your favor.